So there's a woman in Wisconsin. She is pumping gas, like all of us pump gas weekly, whenever, and a car thief jumps into her car, attempts to steal the car, and she jumps on the hood of her SUV to try and stop this guy. So watch the video, and is this a good idea? Well, obviously, jumping on the hood of a car is not a good idea. Even though Hollywood makes it seem super cool and sexy and whatever, and James Bond and Mission Impossible doing that stuff, clearly not a good idea in good life. All that guy's got to do is take a few swerves, slam on the brakes, and you're flying. So the important thing, of course, to do is when you're at the gas station is to be alert, be aware, and only keep one of your doors unlocked. I can't tell you how many students and people have come to me over the years who have been almost kidnapped at a gas station or almost assaulted. Now, those who took my training before, they were fine. Meaning when somebody came up to attack them, they used a tactical pen to stop the attacker. Or when somebody came and tried to kidnap them, they knew the moves to fight them off. So gas stations attract a lot of shady characters, which is why you really want to be alert. Of course, if it's at night, try and avoid getting gas at night. I mean, you don't need to unless it's some kind of emergency, or maybe you're on a road trip and you're almost on E and you let that little light come on. But start using common sense, meaning only go get gas during a day. Only go get gas at stations which you know are safe. Before I moved to Utah, I lived in Baltimore City, Maryland. Not the safest place in the world, not a place you ever want to live. The only reason I was there is, of course, because of a woman. Why else does a guy move unless a woman's involved? So my wife was going to law school at the University of Baltimore, which is in inner city Baltimore. So we lived there for a few years. Now, Baltimore is always one of the top murder capitals in the United States, like top 5, top 10. And there were certain gas stations where you knew not to go. So, of course, I was never lazy. It was like, oh yeah, 2 guys got murdered at this gas station in the last week, and 5 in the last month. I'm gonna go get gas here and try and save 5 cents a gallon. I avoided those gas stations. I stayed away from them. But when you get to the gas station, of course, look around, keep your head up, stay off your phone. This is like the biggest thing. I don't know exactly what this woman was doing while she was pumping gas and how this guy was able to get into her car. Maybe she went inside and left her car unlocked. Not a good idea. Of course, if you go inside, lock your door. Or maybe she was on her phone. Probably more likely. Because when I go to the gas station, I love to people watch. I'm looking around and I see so many people and I think, man, if I was ever a criminal, it's like shooting a fish in a barrel at a gas station. Because everybody's just sitting here texting. They're sitting in their car, so you can go up to them and scare the crap out of them sitting in their car. Or they're out standing by the pump and they're sitting there at the pump texting a friend and their car door is wide open or their car's unlocked and it's easy for a criminal to slide in there. So stay off the phone, be aware, only have one of your doors unlocked, meaning the door that you're obviously using, and avoid those crappy gas stations. A lot of this is so much common sense. This woman luckily did not get injured. The criminal ended up stopping and went somewhere else. I think he went to get another car or whatever. But if you're going to the gas stations, always have some weapon on you. You gotta have a tactical pen, you gotta have a knife, you gotta have a flashlight. Flashlights are great, a good whack on the head, stop somebody. Of course, I always conceal carry daily, so I've always got a gun on me, but I am standing there scanning around. A lot of things people, society, they're afraid to do, meaning when somebody pulls up behind them, they're afraid to look at the person like, oh, I don't want to come off as rude or whatever. Who cares? You're not gonna stare at them, growling at them like a crazy person. You're just gonna quickly glance around and have good situational awareness, which is what I do. So if somebody pulls in near me, behind me, or somebody pulls in from another gas pump, I'm just gonna look like I'm casually observing and looking around everywhere, because I am doing that and I want to see you pulled up behind me. I want to make sure they're not high on drugs, which happened to a student of mine, but again, this guy stopped him. He was fine when he was almost attacked at a gas station. So don't jump on a car hood. Have awesome situational awareness at a gas station, because of all places, that's where you want to be on high alert. And when somebody's coming to you to say, hey, can I have $1 for gas or whatever, it's like, don't be afraid to tell that person to step back.
Get right here, man.
I was in Baltimore City, Maryland, and a lot of homeless people is you don't know if somebody's coming up just to ask for $1 or if somebody's coming up to carjack you or attack you, etc. So don't be afraid to say, hey, don't come any further, or please don't come any further, and get louder if they keep coming. I remember one time in Baltimore where this guy kept coming, and finally I just screamed, get back. I was very, very loud. The guy was kind of astonished and he walked away and went somewhere else. But he didn't get the earlier messages, please step back, where I was being polite, and then it was a very loud scream, get back. Don't be afraid to do those type of things, because your safety is worth it. I am former CI officer Jason Hanson. Don't jump on the car hood if somebody tries to carjack you, but never put yourself in a position where you're trying to get carjacked in the first place, or make it easy for somebody to carjack you. And if you really want to know some vehicle, awesome survival stuff, click below. Also make sure you like, subscribe, and have a wonderful rest of the day.